What is up, guys? It's your boy Torius, back in with another video. I said I'm back in with another video. I'm on my low vibes today. Today I'm gonna be talking about how it takes 6 months to really learn something, right? So smash the like button, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. So when it comes to like skills, like careers, learning anything, it really only takes like 6 months, right? That's like the whole gist of this whole video. Is like it takes 6 months to really like pick something up, right? Like to really, yeah, I'm not saying that you're gonna become a master in 6 months, but I'm just saying like it only takes 6 months to really like of doing something consistently until you're like, okay, you know what, I have competency, right? Like it takes 6 months to build competency. Like you're not gonna be the next Gordon Ramsay if you're cooking for 6 months, but you can cook a meal, right? Like it takes like the whole point of school is to get the theory out of the way, right? Because I used to think school, like once you go to school, that they like teach you everything, right? Like you go to school, you learn what you need to learn, and then you're able to do everything, right? Because I always used to see like PhDs, right? I always thought PhDs was like a crazy thing to obtain, right? Because everyone would say, oh, you have to like write a book, right? You have to write a book on the subject, and you have to advance the field in order to get a PhD. And I just think, wow, that seems like such a crazy thing to do. Like who can ever do that? But you know, as you get older, you realize, damn, that's kind of how it's supposed to be, right? You're supposed to lead the field, like just like Earl Nightingale says, lead the field. That's basically what you're supposed to aim for, right? Like, I remember one time my homeboy, he like before I started tattooing, I was kind of torn on what I should be doing with my life, right? I was gonna say, damn, I should probably learn how, like pick up a skill or something so I can like make some money. My homeboy said, oh, learn how to cut hair. You can become a barber in like 6 months. And I was like kind of skeptical about it, because I was like, damn, 6 months, that's such a long time. Hey, and I was in college at the time. But you know, like when I look back on it now, like, you know, 6 months is nothing, right? Like I instead of barbering, I picked up tattooing, right? Like it's a lot easier. Like tattooing is a lot easier than cutting hair, right? But I feel like cutting hair is like a little more lucrative in the sense that it's like it's more sustainable and like making money, right? like, don't get me wrong, tattooing is good money, but I feel like cutting hair is more sustainable, right? Like they always say, clipper straight, right? Oh, I thought she was a baddie. But yeah, basically, the reason I'm telling you guys 6 months is like how long it takes to do anything is because a lot of things seem daunting, right? A lot of career paths we choose, they seem daunting at first. It's like, oh, I don't know what I should do. I don't know what's for me. It's like, just give 6 months, just give it the old college try, right? Let's say that you're 21, right? It's always best to it is always best to pick something that is lucrative, right? Always. It's always best that you're gonna pick something that you're gonna make money from, right? Because you might pick your passion, right? You might love doing art, and you're like, oh, let me try doing art, selling art paintings for 6 months. And it's like, yeah, you can do that. But it's like, you know, or like basket weaving, right? That's always the example they use. They're always like, oh, you might be into like 15th century basket weaving, but it's like, who the fuck needs that, right? That you just buy a basket at Michael's or at Ross or whatever. You need to pick something like, you know, the road most traveled sometimes is because it's the most profitable, right? Like let's say real estate, like maybe like let's say you put 6 months into real estate, you can make a lot of money in the long term, right? In the long run of real estate. In the short run, you probably won't make that much money, right? But in the long run, if you just keep doing real estate, right? You could do real estate on the side and just be like, oh, I'm gonna try real estate for 6 months. You might not like it. You might be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna drive this truck for 6 months. You might not like it. you might be like, oh, I'm gonna. If you're a girl, like, oh, I might do nails for 6 months. You might not like it. You might be like, you know, I'm gonna work at this moratorium, right? For 6 months. You just try things for 6 months. Like for me, I would always stay at a job. The longest I could ever stay at a job was like a year and a half, right? Like I can't really, like for me, like staying at things is kind of like, I don't know. Like tattooing is probably the longest thing I've ever done, because I'm still doing it, and I started doing it like what, 2-3 years ago. It's pretty fulfilling. I like doing it. It's fun. But you know, like you just got to give things, you know, like 6 months. Because the thing is, if you think about it, I feel like that's it's such a reassuring, it's like an assuring thing, right? Like being able to be like, okay, I just got to do this for 6 months is like, it's like kind of setting, it's like what college is, right? College is basically saying like, okay, life, you don't got to think about life too hard, right? Because the thing is, I feel like the reason why people say go to college is because college has the tools to help you get into a career, right? Like they have these career training programs and stuff. Like the thing is, you don't got to really focus on yourself, right? Like college is mainly just something that's like, it's like relying on the help of others, basically, right? Like college is literally just relying on the help of others to help you achieve your goals, right? Because you go to college and then the teachers, they teach you everything you need to know, and they're not, you know, it's not a cut, like, because college teaches you skills for businesses that aren't cutthroat, right? Like for me, I'm a tattoo artist. I don't really want to teach people. Like there's a new apprentice on my job, and it's funny because it's like I love teaching, right? I love teaching what I know, but the thing is, it's like for me to teach her what I know, it made me realize like, oh, you know what? That's less money for me, right? That's me teaching her to fish in a pond, in a lake, right? In like a pond. And it's like, why would I teach you, like imagine like you have this pond, and you know, like your thing is, your livelihood is to eat from this pond, but then you have another fish that comes in, and you teach another man that comes in, he's like, you're like, hey, let me teach you how to fish in my pond. And it's like, okay, now you have less fish. And that's how tattooing is, right? That's how the industry is. Because the thing is like when I see people going to like other tattoo artists, it kind of makes me jealous, right? I feel a little envious. I'm not gonna lie. But the whole reason is because, you know, like tattoo artists, they have that envy in them, you know, because it's very competitive. It's a very competitive business that I chose to be in, you know. Entrepreneurship too is very competitive. Like you can't be in this if you can't be a winner. You gotta have that winning mentality. Like if you're gonna be a tattoo artist, you gotta have a winning mentality. You can't be like, oh, I lost, because then you're not gonna eat. You're not gonna have any clients, right? Like for me, I have to go to work and then wait there, right? I could be making money, but I have to wait. You know, I have to just be there. But you know what? It's like the law of attraction, right? You get where you are. So when you put in those 6 months, it's like investing, right? You're like investing your time into it. Like you're putting yourself into it and telling the universe, this is what I want, right? And the thing is, like, it's the same with like languages too, right? Like you can learn a language in 6 months. If you just practice the language, you can learn it. 6 months, it don't take that long. We drag things out because we don't, you know, we're just lazy. You feel me? We're lazy, so we just drag things out to be longer than they need to be when they don't really need to be that long. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna end the video here. Whatever you're thinking of trying, just put 6 months into it, and you know, hope for the best. So like the video, comment below what you think, subscribe if you're new. If you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram at Torius, asking for interviews, and I'll answer your question in another video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon, and I really hope that you guys achieve your goals, and anything that you guys try to, you know, like your career, having a career is such a tricky thing. You feel me? Because it's like you're picking something that you have to do for the rest of your, like, you're gonna have to see people in your field more than people. Like, it's better. Like for me, I love what I do because it's like everyone that I'm around is artists, right? So we talk about art and shit and all that stuff. So it's like my friends are my coworkers, so it's like I have to talk about art stuff. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.